Every man is then shown to have been crucified, so don't think that it's an accident that this crucifixion, they found out that this applied. Somebody, somewhere on this planet, back about 600 BC, found some pieces of R6. And I don't know how they found it, either by watching Mad Men or something, but since that time they have used it, and it became what is known as Christianity. The man on the cross. There was no Christ, but the man on the cross is shown as every man. So, of course, each person seeing a crucified man has an immediate feeling of sympathy for this man. Therefore, you get many PCs who says they are Christ. Now, there's two reasons for that. One is the Roman Empire was prone to crucify people. So a person can have been crucified. But in R6, he is shown as crucified.
Hi, I'm Errol McInnes. Welcome to this first of the year episode. It's also going to be the first episode of a new series, Bridges and Cliffs, the cult of Scientology. I'm out here once again, beginning the year in front of the Phoenix org out here. At the beginning of the shooting, the Scientologists did come out and greet me. I'll try to get the footage in there. But let's continue on with this episode. In this episode, we're going to be looking at some of the dynamics of Scientology, how they sell Scientology, and then what they actually deliver as far as how Scientology goes. We're going to be looking at three of them. We're going to be looking at Scientology's take on communication. We're going to be looking at Scientology's take on children and family, and we're going to be taking a look at the Church of Scientology's insistence that they know the way to happiness and that they can get criminals rehabilitated. We're going to be taking a look at those three, how they sell them, and then what they actually deliver. The first thing we're going to be taking a look at is Scientology's take on communication, how they tout that communication is one of their skill sets, how they can improve communication, and how if you buy their courses, then they can make you a better communicator. We're going to be taking a look at what they sell and what they deliver. Let's take a look at that.
Communication is life. From your personal relationships to your professional connections, your ability to communicate can spell the difference between success or failure in all aspects of living.
You're right. You ask them if they're perverts and if they have porn. That's intolerance. Yeah. You're trying to create rumors and lies.
You're a suppressive person.
I know. We've been over this.
I know we have. You're a suppressive.
I acknowledge you.
You're a suppressive person.
I duplicate you utterly, William.
Job.
Uh-huh.
I know you got fired as a floor sweeper.
Right.
You can't even keep a job as a floor sweeper. You wear the same clothes.
Right.
You stink. You wear a Barbie pack on your back.
Yep.
You're pathetic.
I'm drunk. Yep.
Yeah, so stay away from my kids.
Sure.
You're a suppressive.
Okay.
Just stay away from my kids.
Okay.
You're a suppressive person.
Got it.
You need to stop.
Okay.
You need to stop being suppressive.
Right.
And stay away from my children.
Sure.
You say it's a fraudulent
Try
religion,
to help people.
all
No.
the-
We just.
all of the religious expertise
No.
of all
No,
over
he
the
knows
world
that
all
he's-
say that it's a bona fide religion, and you say it's fraud.
No.
Of course, you're an expert.
No.
You're a
See, the
cameraman.
problem with Mark is that he has been brainwashed by Minton, and all he can do is eat, drink, and sleep. This is Mark Bunker.
Oh, okay.
He eats, drinks, and sleeps anti-Scientology instead of having his own production. And it's sad.
Wow.
You're getting heavy. You're not taking care of yourself.
Some kind of profession.
Yeah, he looks very.
You could be useful in the acting business. You might even get a career.
What is your
Go back to
problem?
doing something useful with your life that you can call your own.
Now, the next thing we're going to be taking a look at is Scientology's view on family dynamics. Their marketing campaign attempts to sell courses that deal with raising your kids, how to make sure that your kids have an ideal upbringing. We're going to be taking a look at the whole science behind how their solution is better than everybody else's solution. And in this particular episode, let's take a look at what they sell, and let's take a look at what they deliver.
We all want our children to grow up to become happy, healthy, and successful adults. But unfortunately, kids don't come with an instruction manual.
Luca! Come here, Luca. Luca!
So most of us just stumble through,
Come here.
armed with nothing more than our good intentions and our hopes that it'll turn out okay.
Luca, come here.
The second dynamic is family. How can you have family and raise children when the church does not allow you to do that? How can you have a job, a wife, kids, all those other things? How can that happen when you're not allowed to use the second dynamic, which is family?
It's okay, kids. It's okay.
Thank you, sir.
Go ahead. Why did Canada shut down Narconon in Quebec?
Even children cannot escape these regulations. They are made tractable with psychological methods in their education into Sea Org members. Over and over again, they are subjected to the same security questions. Has someone ordered you not to tell us something? Do you have a secret? Have you ever taken something which does not belong to you? Have you ever hurt yourself to cause others anxiety? Have you ever done something which you have had to be ashamed of? Have you ever done anything criminal? Have you ever knocked down a smaller child? Have you ever been ashamed of your parents? Have you ever betrayed a secret which was entrusted to you? Have you ever been a coward? Have you spied on your friends? Correct answers mean happy faces. But the fun stops for these children with failure and disobedience. By 1976, on instructions from Hubbard, the first children's RPF was established in Los Angeles. No time off for play, but a children's prison camp with absolute obedience as its goal. One of the reasons for the camp for children was stated in this document. Make it clear to the children that any form of vandalism, theft, and any other crime committed by a child will be punished by the RPF under aggravated conditions.
I knew that rather than Scientology being the answer and healing people and giving them greater abilities and making them better humans, it was completely abusive and had no other purpose than to dominate and control people and make buckets of money.
Now, one of their big touts, actually two of their big touts are, first, the way to happiness, and second, Criminon. Scientology has been quite outspoken on how they can get criminals rehabilitated, how they can run correctional facilities, and turn criminals into producing members of society. Let's take a look at what Tom Cruise has to say about criminals and the way to happiness.
We are the authorities on getting people off drugs. We are the authorities on the mind. We are the authorities on improving conditions. Criminon, we can rehabilitate criminals. Way to happiness, we can bring peace and unite cultures. That once you know these tools and you know that they work, it's not good enough that I'm just doing okay.
19 violent felons and authorities don't know where they are tonight. The city says the controversial rehab program Second Chance suddenly shut down today.
But right now, no one can tell us where the final 19 inmates went. Chris Ornelas has been following the late-breaking developments all evening. He's live in the newsroom with our top story. Chris.
The city says when they got word this afternoon that something was happening at the property out on the West Mesa, they sent police officers to check it out. Those officers confirmed all the inmates and all the personnel of Second Chance are gone. We went out to Second Chance tonight to see for ourselves what was going on. This school bus suddenly sped off when the driver saw our camera. Then this man came out of the building covering his face and took off. This is what Second Chance looks like tonight. No inmates, no workers. The city says Second Chance vacated the city-owned property without warning. The rehab program was still housing 19 inmates as of Wednesday. Tonight, no one can tell us where they are.
I would hope that those individuals were returned to the counties whence they came from.
All this stems from a landlord-tenant dispute between Second Chance and the city. Pete Dinelli says the rehab center violated the terms of its lease.
They basically had individuals in there that had no business being there. The facility was never designed for violent felons.
City leaders ordered Second Chance out by the end of January, but it looked like the dispute was headed for court. That is, until this evening.
As far as I'm concerned, this is a late Christmas gift.
Now the city must decide what to do about the bill they say Second Chance hasn't paid.
And it looks like we may be owed some money. Anywhere between $10,000 upwards to $90,000 in past rents, as well as utilities.
The city says they may have to sue Second Chance to get their money. We called the president of Second Chance on her cell phone this evening. So far, she hasn't returned our message. Reporting live in the newsroom, Chris Ornelas, Eyewitness News 4.
A Second Chance has seen its share of controversy. Some question if the drug rehab facility was a waste of taxpayer money. The center used non-traditional treatment methods like massage and natural diet. The center has also been connected with Scientology because many of the programs used at the facility were developed by founder L. Ron Hubbard.
Jovita, we dug through stacks of records and found bills for treatment patients say they never received on days they weren't even at Narconon. We took what we found to state fraud investigators who have now opened their own case into potentially crooked care.
It shatters everyone, and it touches everyone.
19-year-old Emily Morton had been battling addiction for years. When her mom, Mary, found Narconon of Georgia on the internet, she hoped it would be the last program they would need.
You're a desperate parent. You want to save your child.
They handed over Emily's license and insurance card. She toured Narconon's classrooms and eventually signed this agreement outlining the total Narconon program service fee of $15,000. Her mom paid in full.
We were instructed to bring 2 checks, one for the $15,000 for the program, and then one for the housing.
At that point, did you think insurance was going to be billed?
No, because they had just basically said your insurance is not going to probably cover this. But I also didn't care. I would have paid anything.
And she thought she paid everything. But 7 months later, she logged onto her insurance company's website and noticed bill after bill from Narconon. More than $166,000, even for weeks Emily was sent home for bad behavior, dozens of Sundays when her mom picked her up, and a full week after she left the program.
It was ridiculous. I mean, they billed for $58,000 for a doctor visits that she never saw a doctor.
That doctor was Narconon's medical director, Casey Locarnini, who runs this urgent care clinic in Dunwoody. Dr. Locarnini declined our request for an on-camera interview, but says he did not know Narconon had billed insurance under his name until we started asking questions. One of Emily's bills also listed former medical director Lisa Robbins, who described her role at Narconon under oath in 2010.
I was hired by them to do the physicals on their patients.
Did you ever visit the Narconon facility?
No.
Her practice manager told us if they indeed did bill under Dr. Robbins, this is insurance fraud, and she's never seen a patient named Emily Morton.
Sounds like a problem to me.
So those are the 3 dynamics that we want to take a look at in this particular episode. As you can see, what Scientology sells versus what they deliver tend to be 2 totally different things. Now, as far as what Scientology actually attempted to sell me versus what they delivered this morning were also two different things. This is why I came out here, because I wanted to see the true face of Scientology, and indeed, I saw it. Thanks for watching this episode of Bridges and Cliffs. I'm going to be getting more episodes put up here pretty soon. We're going to be pursuing this particular interest of the Church of Scientology, and well, I look forward to getting these episodes up for you. Again, thanks for watching.